Time for Bomber Banter. Now over to Fiona.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Fan Cams. Welcome back to Bomber Banter, the penultimate Fan Cams of 2025. Hasn't been a full season of Fan Cams and Bomber Banter, but it has been a ride and one I have loved so far. How is everyone doing? That was a weird old game. I personally don't feel like I have a summation of that game, quite frankly. It was weird. It was not one for the ages. It was, from a neutral perspective, they would have hated it. It was not. You can understand why Channel 7 said no, can't you? It was yuck. And quite frankly, I don't think Carlton were that much better for us. Actually, three things I want from chat. Anybody in chat, actually, let me put the link. Anybody who wants to jump on for a chat, feel free. But can somebody tell me, was there any correspondence about what Durham's injury was? Obviously, Laverty still didn't get up from that corky, I'm assuming. But does anybody know about Durham? Also, the second thing I want, can somebody confirm, did Zach Merritt get chaired off? And did Carlton players stick around for that? That's the things I want to know, please. Hello, Bomber Boy. Thank you for the 5 super chat. We desperately need to get experienced key forward in the free agency period. We can't go into next year with the same forward setup. I mean, does Caddy coming in change that for you, though? Like, Caddy in this team and maybe Archer May, does that change anything? Because that potentially changes things for me. Thank you, Moby. As always, how'd you see the game? Did you get down there tonight? Hello, Langy. Oh, no, Langy. Durham heard Frankie was playing and decided it was too much. Frankie was good. He had a blinder. Frankie Evans. I have been converted. I was on Pommy's Pommy's watch along tonight. I have been converted. I'm officially a Frankie Evans bandwagon. All right. You're filling up the waiting room. So let's start with the first here. And it's none other than Pom. How are you, my good friend?
I'm very well. Thank you, firstly, for joining me tonight. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it, even though the game, it was the football equivalent, wasn't it, of watching paint dry?
Yes, it was weird. I mean, you're more used to doing the watch-alongs than I am, obviously, and I felt like I didn't. Yeah, you kind of go brain dead while you're doing the watch-along. So I don't feel like I consumed any of the game. So you're probably better to take the reins and explain to the chat and everyone looking and everyone watching what was that game.
Well, I mean, it was two sides that kind of showed where they were, weren't it?
Yeah.
Carlton devoid of confidence, very loose by foot. Essendon very young, very naive, very wet behind the ears. It wasn't one for the classic, was it? It was a poor game, but in the end, I think it did show where both sides are at the minute.
Yeah.
Which is in purgatory. We're in football purgatory together.
I was just about to say, and where is that? Up shit creek? In hell? Which term would we like to go with tonight, Pom?
Yeah, I mean, it was tough. I mean, like, Carlton in the end, we scored 52 points from turnover, which is just under your score, which kind of paints the picture. It was definitely a skill-based error game, which is disappointing for the neutrals. You can see why Channel 7 said, let's play reruns of, Little House on the Prairie on a Thursday night.
I mean, talk about making the right call. Can I ask you a question, Pom? Do you think, I mean, obviously we had Laverty and Durham late outs, and I just don't know that we could, aside from Zach Merritt, I don't know that we could have had 2 more important outs. And it's not something I would have said in the past about Laverty, but in terms of him being the last man standing and able to potentially match up on a Harry Mackay, do you think it would have changed much given that Essendon were sort of in the game for a lot of period?
I don't think it would have been a huge huge change on the game. I mean, I still think Carlton had enough to win that game. It would have been interesting, just Durham's ability and to be a pain in the arse around stoppage might have helped. You did
just to put some body, even just to put some body on Hewitt and Cripper, who had that just two-way. They were just in sync all night. They looked like they were just at training, basically. Their 1-2 handballs.
Yeah, and watching, you rolled an extra around behind stoppage, which gave Carlton them handball outlets. Obviously, that's what Durham's really good at. He stops that first chain of handball going out. He's that real nagging type player. So it would have probably made Carlton have to adapt. I think in the end, it was just two very tired sides. I agree with Chat as well. It did come up. Carlton were actually 6 months younger than the Baby Bombers, which is crazy for the Blues. But
that's how.
To be fair, we're on the bones of our arse as well with.
Wait, I know how. Todd Goldstein.
Yeah, Goldstein obviously raises
he's 600 years old and adds 3,500 games experience.
It's a funny one. It's warped, but yeah, they are big outs. There's no getting away from it. But it felt like one of them games that it actually feels a travesty. Anyone gets 4 points for that. To be honest,
so true. There were no winners.
There
are no winners.
The real winner is I'm on my holidays, but you poor Bombers have got another game to go.
Oh, we've got one more. I don't know. We have any players left. There were at the end of the game in the fourth quarter, the field was covered in seagulls, and I thought, geez, I wonder if any of them are available next week to actually go up to Gold Coast. Because I tell you what, we're bare bones. Maybe you're done for the season. Maybe you can lend us a player. Maybe Frankie. Do you reckon Frankie Evans will want to?
I'm sure the Francis would love to come out and play. I mean, for the Bombers, my takeaways from you guys is, I know it's hurt and I know it's tough and you've not enjoyed the season, as I'm sure I speak for all of you, but I do think some of them young guys really do impress me every time I watch them. Like Newen, he's game. He kept fighting. He wasn't scared to go up against Harry when Carlton's zone found a way in. Kako is world class, an absolute superhero, isn't he? Like Kako is,
God,
dream theatre stuff, and he gave Carlton trouble. I think in the middle, it's our weakness. He did well, and you know what? Big shout out as well, Archie Roberts. I thought Archie Roberts at times looked incredibly composed, and he made Carlton's pressure forwards look foolish at times because they couldn't get a read on him. So I do think long term, as a rival fan, take it as you will. I think it'll pay you back. I think a lot of these players have probably got 10, 15 games that they weren't going to have. They were brilliant. I did think Zachy Johnson as well. Big fan of him in the draft. I thought he was brilliant when he came on. He's definitely got something. And if I was an Essendon fan, I'd much rather him play than old mate Dylan Shield. So I think that's the big learning for you guys is that I think your youth has stepped up. And maybe you don't need some of these senior players. Maybe some of these senior players need to be tapped on the shoulder, which it appears with Dylan Shield being told he's going, that you are looking ahead to the future, because I think some of these boys are better than the guys that are there.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And you know what, Pom and Chat actually and everyone watching, for so long we have said about Zach Merritt, thank God for Zach Merritt. Thank God for Zach Merritt. Well, you know who we're going to be saying that about for the next 10 years? We're going to be saying that about Kako, because thank God for that guy. That is all I can say. And we are going to be saying that for many years to come. He has the makings of, he could be anything. He is small in stature, but he does not play small. He plays larger in energy and larger in his actual positioning. He actually can wear, he's also courageous, he'll wear, if someone's coming at the back to spoil him, he'll know that's coming and he wears the contact anyway. He's quick and he's balanced below his knees. He's just beautiful, and he can kick a goal and if you don't mind, take a contested grab tonight. So I'm speechless in terms of what he's done this year. It's been unbelievable.
He reminds me a lot of Keziah Pickett. And when Carlton played Melbourne, I was at the game, and Keziah Pickett is fascinating because he doesn't work hard. He works smart. He knows where to be. And it was fascinating because I'd watch him and he has his hands on his hips, and then suddenly the ball bursts to life and he's gone, and Carlton couldn't quite get their hands on Pickett. Watching Kako tonight, very similar. When the ball hits the deck, he's the first to go. He's the first there. He invariably gets that offload. And then you watch him in the forward line, just his knowledge. So it's going to be a slow burn because it's a very tough gig. It's a very tough gig. But the signs are there. You can't teach football IQ. I'm a firm believer that you're either born with it or you're not. And
Agreed.
I think Kako has got a lot of footy IQ. So I'm looking forward to seeing his development as the time goes on. Yeah.
I mean, we've spoken about Kako and you also mentioned Roberts. How'd you see, with Don's question, how'd you see Clark's game? And old Gussie. He dropped a couple of marks that he should have taken. I do remember that.
He's very raw, and I think his big deficiencies are probably footy IQ. I think in an ideal world, Gussie probably wouldn't have played as many games as he had. I think there's elements there that you'd love him to go to VFL, a bit slower pace, perfect that craft. I think there was a few times where he got caught out as well. In transition particularly, he's kind of like in no man's land where you can see the more experienced player is running the right lanes. Gus at times kind of gets a bit lost through it. So it's sad because I think that's where a lot of it's gone out for Essendon. You haven't had that ability to go, right, okay, we've had 3 games. It's been a little bit poor. Let's get you to the VFL, working on that. We'll see you in 3 rounds' time. It's a sad little case of events, isn't it? But I think he'll be all right. I think he'll be all right long term.
Yeah, I think once he gets a bit more confidence in his body as well, because he is very slight of frame, he's probably the slightest. He's not going to get huge, but a little bit more beef on those bones. And I think that'll take him to that next level. All right, I know you've had a very long night, Pom, and you need to go rest because you have watch-alongs galore for the weekend. Remind us what watch-alongs you're doing this weekend, please.
So tomorrow we'll be here watching the pies, as we like to do. That's all that we've got left now.
Yes.
So we've got Collingwood, and then we've got the beautiful game, the Doggies Fremantle. So I'm really looking forward to that game. That'll be nice. And
I'm actually going to that game, and I can't bloody wait. It's going to be delicious.
As impartials as we are now, you kind of want a 8-pointer, isn't it? That'll be a great game. So yeah, a bit of that, and then we get stuck into the draft. So Essendon won't be far away, probably 2 weeks, and then we do a needs analysis, so you can come and see what we're doing with the Essendon football club in the off season.
All right, a yay or nay on this before you go? Yay or nay?
I hope so. I hope so. He's a player that I wish we had some senior player. A little bit like you guys. Sometimes you want them senior players to mould. I feel like Jesse at the moment hasn't got someone to learn off. And unfortunately, we've got Orazio as the most senior. I'd like to see a 31-year-old be able to take him under his wing because I think he lacks that footy IQ that Keiko has inherently. Yeah. So you've sometimes got to give him the nurturing.
Yeah, he's just, that leadership, it's just underrated, isn't it? Underrated. All right, Pommy, thank you so much. I love you so much. Thank you so much for the watch-along tonight and for joining us. Have a nice, restful sleep, and we'll catch you. I'll talk to you very soon, but thank you very much for jumping on.
And thank you very much to your chat community. You're very lucky to have Fiona. She's absolutely amazing. So you're very lucky to have her. So look after her. And thank you very much for welcoming me as a foreigner and a Carlton man to do your Twix Awards. It's the highlight of my week, and it's always a pleasure talking to you Bombers fans.
Thank you, Pom. Appreciate you. Good night.
Cheers. Thank you. Good night.
Bye. All right, hang tight, everybody in the studio. I will get you on very shortly. We have Rick now. Good evening, Rick.
Oh, hey, Fiona. How you doing?
I'm very well. How are you?
Oh, I'm pretty good, thanks. Yeah, it's one of those, losses again, which we sort of hung in there, didn't we? But we can't really celebrate too much.
Yeah. It almost feels like I want to be really happy for the kids and and buoyant, but I also feel like that disappointment for another loss, and I don't know if it's just me being fatigued by the 12th loss in a row, you know?
Yeah, definitely. It would have been nice to sing the song. It's been a while.
Yeah,
Can we
exactly.
still remember it?
Yeah.
But I think that the kids, for me, you got to sort of, maybe people call it grasping at straws, but I think there are some positives, and tonight I think some of our kids had their best games. I think Kako probably his best game. Clark, unlike Pommy, I thought Clark was good, and he got the ball
Yep.
27 times, which is his best yet. And
Mhm.
also, Roberts was good, and it was nice to see them throw him into the centre square late in the game.
Yes. I saw that. How many times did he go in there?
It's a good question. Maybe once, twice at most. But yeah, I thought he's been lacking a little bit of composure lately,
Yes.
even though
Agree.
I've been cheering him on because I've got money on him for Rising Star. But
Oh,
there was full disclosure.
love it.
But
Love it.
but tonight he was really composed. I thought, and I still hope he can win.
Yeah. I mean, I think I think that a few of the sexier nominees will probably get up, but I think he's just really criminally underrated. I do, by the AFL
Yeah,
community.
that's right. He is. He's not surrounded by a lot of class, is he? Let's be honest.
Exactly.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean? So it's easy to play in the top of the ladder side, Adelaide, or the reigning premiers, Brisbane. How about you come down to Essendon, where tonight we had 18 players injured and unavailable?
Yeah, surely there has to be some consideration about which, like, no, again, no disrespect at all to the other nominees because they are absolute stars, and maybe Langford is the exception at Melbourne, who are not going great. But Ashcroft at Brisbane, I mean, he's surrounded by absolute class, leadership
Mm,
personified. That is an environment where you can excel, you know?
mm,
So,
yep. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's right. It's pretty easy for Ashcroft. He's like the eighth midfielder on their list, so there's not a lot
yeah.
of responsibility. But Roberts, the ball is coming down,
Yeah,
every 5 minutes, so he hasn't got time
absolutely.
to scratch himself.
Absolutely. There is a
Excuse me.
lot of pressure on him, and, credit to him, he doesn't take a step backwards in that. He is really, really just, you could understand if he maybe shied away from a bit of that, but I think the fact that he stepped up to take some of that responsibility just shows what a good leader he's gonna be moving forward.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. His leadership ability was really talked about a lot early days. From his junior coaches. So yeah, it's
Yes.
something that he's been able to demonstrate in the heat of senior footy, which is really great. And I think he'll be even a better player next year when we have some of those guys like Reed and Ridley and Mackay around, and even Andy McGrath, who hasn't been in the back line for quite a few weeks now. He'll be a better player with those guys around him.
Yeah, okay, so, well, let's address a bit of the ugliness of tonight because 'cause we've talking about the kids. Let's address the skills. Now, I know that you and even I, when I went down to training and watched some of the skills that I saw, I was left very underwhelmed and very unimpressed by the skills in preseason training and during the year as well when I went to training. Do you think that that's something that's going to change going into this off season?
Yeah, I mean, you're a good judge, Fiona. Definitely. The skills were poor pre-season, and guess what?
Yeah,
They've been poor in season. No surprises there. I don't
exactly.
know. I don't know what. I don't know what they're going to do, but they have to do something because in pre-season training, in match sim, they just miss so many
Yeah.
kicks and even handballs that
But they're
really.
allowed to. That's my thing. They
Yeah,
it's not berated. I was on the watch
yeah,
along with Pommy tonight, and he
yeah,
was told from a very good source that at St Kilda, when they kick when they're doing skills and they kick to a teammate, if that kick only just makes it and they actually mark it, but only just, Ross Lyon makes them do laps.
Yep.
Even
Absolutely. I mean, yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
standards.
Yeah, that's the standard. I mean, I played under 12s for one season, and if we missed a kick, we'd have to do a lap as well. So yeah, I think they need to tighten up, and maybe it's a matter of just working repetitive. I mean, repeating stuff is the way you get better, isn't it? So maybe they just need to work on some simple drills. But when the pressure's on, we just miss so many kicks, and you see Zach. I mean, Zach was by himself at half forward, and the kick needed to be half decent, and it was just awful. It went out of bounds, and of course his body language was all right, but inside he would have been absolutely, fuming.
Yeah. And then, it becomes infectious. Then the next person turns it over, the next person, and then all of a sudden, Zach Merritt, who is an absolute champion, and no disrespect to him, but then he's having an off season with his kicking, and all of a sudden I'm thinking, hang on, something's not right here.
Yeah, you're right. He hasn't been his usual self, has he, in terms of efficiency? And I think his back must be pretty sore. He's been carrying the team for the whole year, and the expectations on him have been considerable, haven't they?
Yeah, they have, and like he does get a pass mark, definitely, but
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I think that's one thing I really want to see. In terms, and I do hear you, I do see you, Darren, say that Ross Lyon is not the go-to standard. Well, I'm sorry, I agree with you on maybe his treatment of women and in other ways that he, conducts business. But in this regard, I think Ross Lyon has got the right idea. That's how you set standards. That's how you set, players all on the same page, because then what happens in actual games, then they start hitting those targets, because it's like, what's that if you're going to get slapped every time you do something wrong, that's 101 when you teach kids about right and wrong, discipline. You stop you stop doing it. So I think that standard, in this regard, I'm not saying all of what Ross Lyon stands for, but I think in terms of standards at training, we could do worse.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I can't agree more. I think for me the other positive, and it feels like the end of the season, doesn't it? I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like given those 15 guys a debut, I think that's been a real plus for us, being able to expose them to the main stage to see whether they're up to it, because you never really know. Sometimes you see guys in the VFL and they just don't look up to the standard. And I'll use Lual as an example. I saw him play a lot of VFL, and he just didn't look like he had it. He wasn't going to move up to senior level. But giving him a go on the main stage, he showed that he can acquit himself quite well. So I think it's been really valuable in that respect to actually find out how they cope with the pressure of senior footy.
Are you there?
Yeah, sorry. Did I?
Sorry, you just dropped out for a quick sec. I completely agree. So does that mean you would you like to see Lual get another contract?
He's one which I'm sort of 50-50 on, but probably on balance, yeah, I would. But they've got 13 uncontracted players at the moment. I don't know what they need to get it down to, but they do need to get it down considerably. I think maybe a half will have to go.
Yeah, that's insane. That's some big turnover, and it's just following on each season that Brad Scott's been here. The turnover is chugging, and I don't know about you, and I know it was a difficult night, and yeah, we've lost 12 in a row, and that's the facts, whatever. But I don't know. The more culling we do, I feel like we're upgrading each time. So it doesn't happen in one big go, does it? It needs to be incrementally done.
No, you're right. And I think we did upgrade last preseason with the cuts that we made, and the guys that we drafted, just about all of them that we drafted, you can make a case for them being, reasonable players. So we've got to. The good judges say that you've got to make sort of, I think it's 7 out of 10 good decisions at footy clubs.
Yep.
So if we can get our list management right again this off season, then it'll help us move quickly up the ladder.
Yeah, I completely agree. Well, Rick, before I let you go, what's on for the off season? Are you going to get down to much off season training later in? I think November.
I'm planning a big off season, Fiona. So I'll be down at the hangar, getting plenty of content. That's the plan.
Very good. Well, I will see you down there for sure. I plan to get down there too myself. So thank you so much. Well done on your Bomber Banter debut, Rick. I hope we see much more of you. You've been wonderful. And if you don't know Rick, if you don't follow Rick on Twitter, definitely do that, because he is a wonderful conduit between what's happening with our young NGAs and our VFL players, and also insights into training and whatnot. So he's definitely an absolute joy and very, very good value for us Essendon fans, and you're getting lots of love in the chat. So we love you, Rick. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Fiona.
Good night. All righty. Right. Bomber Boy. Okay, so this was in relation to my saying, would Caddy change that? So you're saying no, the fact that we have Caddy May McMahon is why you think we need an experienced forward. We just can't kick a winning score. So does that mean you think that my big ginger man, are you trying to subtly tell me that Ginger is not in your future? Because that would hurt my heart. G Pats, thank you so much for the 5. I appreciate you. Shield, don't let you hit the door on the way out. Oh, my God. Who is running towards goal straight with no pressure and does not kick the goal? Like, I actually wanted to hurt him. Like, I'm not a violent person, but I felt the pain. Actual pain. Petra, thank you so much, Petra, for the 3, and wonderful to chat to you over on the watch along. Thank you so much. Congrats on the win. Enjoy your off season. I guess we'll see you next year, yeah? Hello, Webby.
Hello. First of all, can I... Hang on. Is there something wrong? Yeah, I can hear you now. Anyway, first of all, shout out to Pommy if you're still watching. So, as an Englishman myself, he's a big inspiration to me for getting into AFL even more, and I hope to see you in England soon, mate.
Wonderful. I will. If he's not here, I will definitely send him that clip. Webby, how are you doing? I love the jacket. You're repping the jacket. That's beautiful.
Well, yes. I thought I'd just get it out for today.
Love that jacket.
So here we are. About the game, it really wasn't pretty at all. Really, I turned off at half time.
I mean, I don't blame you. It was just not a great contest. But the effort, what did you think about the effort?
Effort was there or thereabouts, but I think Carlton had even more, and I think they're going to be a threat into next season. But I think we're a good team, really. But now you've got to remember they've still got the likes of Kerno, Mackay, Hewitt's a good player, Sard's a good player. DeCone, if he stays, still has a lot in him, and they might. You never know. I know that they've lost a. Did they lose a pick to Hawthorn in the trade period? A draft pick.
They do, yeah. Hawks have got their first rounder. Yep.
Well, it could still change, couldn't it? Because they've got new ownership, haven't they?
Well, if TDK leaves, then they'll probably get a compo pick for that.
Right then. So whatever happens, I do feel they've got potential. I mean, they've got a lot of fresh leadership. I think they're going to take it forward into the draft. And I hate to say this, but I think they're going to be a force next season if they keep pull themselves together, take their 2-win streak into next year, and then I think they're going to be as good as they were in the back end of 2023. But as back onto top league, back onto Essendon.
Yep.
I think we're getting there. Catgo's a good player.
Good. Yep.
I
think
think
the building blocks. You see the building blocks?
Thought of, yes.
Good. Good. I need to get you up and about, Webby. I need to get you.
Well,
I need to get you excited about Essendon's future.
I try to be excited when I can, really, but AFL's not really my top sport. But I do follow it quite a lot in summer when the football season's off here in England.
Good. And I forgot to ask you last time, Webby. How did you come across the channel? Was it through Pommy or?
Well, I've been watching AFL for quite a long time, since I was in high school, really.
Yep.
I'd wear Essendon shirts out into Piggy, and then people would say, "What shirt is that?" I say, "That's AFL, mate."
That's cute.
Don't know what it is.
Did you bring any disciples along with you? Have you convinced anyone?
Oh, unfortunately not. They're still football and rugby fans, mate.
Fair enough. So how did you come across Bomber Banter then? Was it through Pommy?
I did, as I was going to say, I've done the first part of the story, but the second part of the story was back in 2023 when I started watching Pommy on YouTube. I thought, there's an English bloke watching AFL in Australia. I thought Pommy's a funny man. He's a great guy. I love him. I love his content. He's a big inspiration to me. He's the reason why I'm here on this fan cam right now. He really is.
Oh, I love that.
And I wasn't really expecting to see him first on, because when I first watched him, he was usually first on Blue Abroad. That hasn't happened this season. So I was really surprised to see him first up on here on an Essendon fan cam. So that's really surprising.
Well, I was on his watch along tonight, so I think right. There was some payback happening. The solution from Winter Hill Windsock's got a question for you, Webby. Who is your English football team?
Lincoln City and Liverpool.
There you go.
But Lincoln's my first team.
There you go. I don't know if the solution. Are you happy with that? I forget who you both. No,
we play in League. Man United. What? Boo.
I don't know. I don't really know my soccer or football leagues. So how do you go, Webby? How do you go with calling the game football, AFL football, and also soccer football?
Well, I can't call it both football really, but when I'm explaining to mates and family, I just say AFL football or colloquially Australian rules.
Okay. Yep.
So there you have it, really.
What time is it there now? About midday?
Oh, it's just gone 8 minutes past 2.
Oh, 2. Okay, beautiful. And how's the heat wave going? Is it?
Oh, it's nearly finished now. It's sunny this morning, but the clouds coming over now. But luckily, it's not as hot as it was, so the heat's dropped.
Yeah,
luckily.
Very good. So, and are you going to be tuning in next Wednesday night for our last game against Gold Coast?
No, unfortunately not. I've got work, and I think it's best I don't, because I'm going to lose probably by 90 points.
True, very true, very true. Although, in saying that, Webby, Gold Coast may need the percentage. They may need to win.
Yes, I think it's going to be a holiday from now on. I mean, we've had our derby match. I mean, the players, they did try, but I think Carlton were just way too good for us. They found their form right at the end of the season when we really least needed them to.
Yeah.
As well.
Would have been nice to win that one, that's for sure, especially for Zach Merritt's 250th. But you know, we move on. We finish the season. Let's get to the draft and trade period. Do you get invested in the draft and trade period too, Webby, or you just start fresh every year for game day?
I just start fresh for game day, really. But during the autumn and winter, I'm usually focused on football, European football, English football.
Fair enough.
That's just how I roll, really.
Yeah, that's great. Just think you got sport to keep you going all year round.
Exactly.
Beautiful. All right, Webby, we might leave you there. Thank you so much. I said, I don't know if you saw on the team selection show night, but I gave you a big shout out. I said, everyone knows I love my abroad callers, and you are no exception. So thank you so much for flying.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank
Brilliant
you for flying
stuff.
the flag over there in England,
Thanks.
and you're welcome here anytime. Have a great week.
Cheers. See you later. Bye.
Bye. Hello, Charlie.
Hello.
Clinton,
No Hungry
are you there
Jacks
too?
tonight. Clinton is here.
Hi there.
Hello, legend. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Good.
How are we going, guys? What do we think? Can you actually tell me what that game was? Because I don't feel like
Just a
I
little bit
absorbed
numb.
it.
Flat.
Yeah.
Feel numb.
Okay, not
The
just
flat
me.
game.
Yeah, it's just I was kind of bored the whole
Yeah.
time. I was
Oh, so bored.
we were there
So
at the
bored.
game, and I was just Jesus. Like
Yeah.
What was the crowd like?
No.
nothing. I had people behind me. There was this group of like 13-year-olds just and that was
Oh no.
it made it so
Carlton
much
as well.
worse. Carlton fans, and they were just
Oh, Carlton. Oh. Yeah, if it's an
Yeah.
Essendon, if they're Essendon fans, teeny boppers, you can kind of be like, oh, fine, all right. But if they're Carlton teeny
Yeah.
boppers, fuck that shit.
it's just
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, not fun. And it was just, like, just boring.
Yeah, the last
Like,
quarter
Yeah.
wasn't. And the last quarter wasn't too bad. The first
Yeah.
10 minutes when we got close, but then
when it was at 20 points, it was
Yeah.
entertaining
got up,
there.
and
But
then
Did
the
you ever
umpires-
feel? Did you ever actually believe? Did you ever
I did
actually
believe
feel
for a
like
second.
you
He
did?
didn't.
Ah,
He didn't.
He did,
He didn't.
but
you
I
didn't,
said-
Clinton.
I said-
Oh, where's the face?
I said, there's
I
a
know,
chance.
I
I said,
know.
there's
I know.
a chance. Knowing Carlton and how they play in second half,
Yeah, true.
there's a
I
chance.
thought the third quarter, when they just started to look like they were doing their old patterns and how we've been pretty good in third quarters, I thought we got a
Yeah.
sniff and we looked
Yeah.
pretty focused. And then I don't know, I think it was the Frankie Evans goal that just
Yeah.
turned the momentum, and I could just then I started to see the fatigue in the legs, you know.
Yeah. Thought
So-
Kako played well.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I think he played a really good game. Redmond was everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I actually have no insight into how Redmond played
He was
in
just-
terms
we
of
were at the
disposals
game.
and stuff.
I think in terms of disposals, he was 30 plus.
Yeah. He had
I know he was leading the ranking
he
points,
led the
Okay.
ranking point at the
but
So another big
yeah, it was just every single contest he was just there and
Mhm.
a part of it. So that was good.
end. Read the play well. And
So did from the game did Andy McGrath follow kind of Sam Walsh around most of the night?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. There was a big difference we noticed when Sam Walsh went off.
Yeah.
Because I reckon
because he got
I
subbed,
reckon-
didn't he?
Yeah.
I reckon the original plan would have been Durham on Walsh and have that as
Yes.
a match up there. And I think we were a bit shaken by that.
Mm.
And Walsh was kind of let off the leash a bit. And he did have a great first half.
Yeah.
At least
Yeah.
what it looked like. It may be different watching on the TV, but
he
at the
seemed to be
game
everywhere.
he seemed like to be the one from Carlton who was controlling everything really.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's their conduit he's the only one who can run and carry and change angles, whereas Hewitt and Cripper are just your bulk kind of just
Yeah.
tough bulk around the ball. And we had no one to go with Cripper and Hewitt.
Yeah.
They were just humming.
Mm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
So do you think if Laverty and Durham play, do you think it's a different game?
I think
it
a different game, but I don't know if we win.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would have been a different game for sure.
Yeah.
But Al Hawley looked a bit lost sometimes in the
Yeah.
back line and that. Yeah, I noticed that. And,
Yeah, which is it's a bit disappointing, isn't it? Because
Mm.
I mean,
Yeah.
actually, I'm probably being a bit harsh because he probably didn't think he was playing until this afternoon.
exactly.
I don't know how late they would have known. You wonder if the club knew that Laverty wasn't going to come up or Durham.
Yeah.
Do you actually know? I haven't actually looked in the chat, but do you know what happened to Durham? Okay.
No, it just said laid out.
Yeah.
But it was
Okay.
just I feel a bit disappointing because I work at the footy. I sell records out the front of the game.
Oh, if I see you, make sure you say hello if you see me, because sometimes all you young blokes look the same, so I might not recognize you.
But I just I was chatting with the Bombers fans before, and everyone was feeling good. Like they were all, they were like, "This is the game." It's not been an easy few weeks recently, but I feel all right about this. And I had so many.
Do you know what changed it? You know what changed it for me? I actually thought, holy shit, I think Channel 7's going to regret not playing this, because I think it's going to be a pretty good showing. And then as soon as Laverty and Durham were out, I'm like, see, now I feel better. Now I just know there's no way we can win. I just knew. But before that, I was pretty confident we'd put up a pretty good fight, which we did.
I thought it would be a good game.
Yeah, we're just too short on the back line in the end.
I think in the end,
you're
right.
It's so harsh on Blackiston to be the only
tool.
The poor guy.
I'm waiting. I need the badges to come out.
You want to get there's no Blackiston badge?
No, because he was a mid-season draft pick. So there's no. I need to get the Blackiston badge next year.
Hey, Solution. I reckon you better ask Charlie to get you one too. He's big. He's 100%. The number one. He's the number one driving the bandwagon for Blackie.
I spoke. It was after the Gold Coast game, because where the records room is right next to the home team change room at Marvel.
Oh yes.
So I was in there at the just packing up the records, and Lockie Blackiston's mum was out the front of the rooms, and she was like, and I was having a chat with her, and she was like, "Oh yeah, you probably don't know who my son is."
Oh, bless.
Sad. And then she was telling me about how just a couple of weeks ago he was in the waffle and he just had no idea, how he was there, and he was so excited, and then the family was excited.
Tick of approval from the Solution. Yeah. That's so cute. I love when they're so humble.
I know. And then he was so nice. And then he remembered, I had a chat with him, and then a few weeks later he was like, "Oh, Charlie, how you going?"
What? Oh my God.
So down to it. He is the most down to earth Essendon player that I've spoken to.
Wow, that's very cute.
Ever. And he's just such a good bloke. He's a great player. I need that badge. I need the badge.
Yes. Oh my God. I mean, well, there's going to be no question mark. He's definitely getting a contract. So I think they can start processing the badges, right? They can start making them.
They should be making the big heads that they're selling now?
The bobbleheads? You got bobbleheads.
But they're selling the big cardboard cutout heads now of players.
Where do they sell those?
At the ground. They were selling tonight. It's a big.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
There was a Caddy one, a Kako one, a Merritt, and a Durham one.
I reckon that's pretty. Yeah, I'd say that they would be the most popular ones.
For Carlton, it was Walsh, Cripps, Kerno, and Wiedering.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think they're a pretty good addition to the crowd. I think they look pretty. And they.
So I will be needing a Blackiston one up on the wall at home. Get it signed.
This is just for your wall. For your wall of fame.
It's a different kind for that.
This is a different kind of memorabilia here, Clinton. He could go on to be an absolute legend. Thank you very much.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was something. You're at the game. So did Zach Merrick get cheered off?
We left when the siren went.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because they're just the Carlton fans can't stand him.
Yeah. Get out of there.
Fair enough. I don't hold it against you. All right, before I let you go, was there a Hungry Jack's detour on the way?
No, Mum's very upset by that there was no
Sophie.
I know.
Sophie, what's going on?
Where is it? I just had an apple instead, but it's probably better.
That's not ticking any boxes. That's not
and you know what? They waste time, I bet, so they could chat to you. because they
Oh,
just you're
okay,
a
well then-
highlight, right? You're a highlight in our house.
Well, then, how can
Killing
I
it
be
for the
mad then?
girls, and I bloody love you because you make them very happy, and they just rewatch things over and over again.
I
and
mean, I am so here for
maybe
this.
you do this like you're a champion. So
You're
I
awesome,
mean, I'm so
Fiona.
there.
Awesome.
You're
I'm
awesome.
so here for that. I'm so here for this. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you're welcome all the time, anytime. And definitely when you're at the next home game, I mean, now next year,
Next
Next year,
definitely
yeah.
we'll grab a drink before the game. All right. So just hit
Oh,
me
I'm
up on-
actually not legally allowed to right now, but next year I can.
okay. I mean, that's okay. You're under supervision. So I think we're even right now we could.
Wow.
Do you guys
Exactly.
get down to I don't know where you guys are placed around Melbourne, but do you guys get to training or in the off
Whenever
season
we
or
can.
anything like that?
Yeah, whenever we can. We'll head to Windy Hill over the AFLW season, so that'll be
Oh, good.
yeah.
All right. Well, maybe I might head to a game or two. So anyway, we'll liaise.
Awesome.
I kind of publicize where I am, where I'm going, and where I'm at. So you just slide into my DMs, and we'll make it happen.
Awesome.
All right.
Awesome.
All right,
We'll have a
family.
drink with you.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye. And maybe a Hungry
Night.
Jack's with you. Yeah.
Yes. An
Yeah.
ice cream, stuff the drink.
An
I'm
ice
there for
cream.
an
We're getting an
We'll meet
ice
at Hungry
cream.
Jack's.
Yeah.
I can legally have an
family.
ice
I
cream.
can have an ice cream.
Okay, good. Legally good. Right. Or maybe we'll spike the ice. No, okay. Right.
Ooh, yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
All right, guys. Good night.
Spider.
All right. Bye.
You're legends. I love you all. Good
Bye.
night. Bye. Oh my God. Wholesome. So wholesome. You guys. All right, chat. I haven't given you any love. What's happening? Are you all just talking amongst yourselves? Do you need me at all? Do I even need to be here at all? Scotty, how'd you see the game? You haven't been on for a chat in a while. Feel free. You don't need an invite, by the way. Nobody needs an invite. You just jump on whenever. You are all welcome, anytime, all the time. There's the link. Oh, okay. Jade, that's in regards to Zach Merritt. He walked off. I mean, the guy he is, that makes me feel like he wouldn't have wanted to be cheered off, right? They did make a guard of honor for him. Okay. Well, that makes me feel a little bit better. That makes me... Oh, he walked off. Okay. Yep. Got it. Thank you, friends. Yep. Okay. Good. I just wanted to make sure that Carlton stayed out there for him. That's all. Hey, Shano. Yeah, we do it tough. We definitely do it tough. That's for sure. I'm assuming that you've seen lots of finals wins, grand final wins, maybe? Hello, thank you, Jeremy. Big love. Where would we get any pleasure from the year without Bomber Banter? I mean, that means so much. That's at the end of the day, that was the intention of the channel. And, you know, the Carlton trolls can try and beat me down and other team trolls, but mainly the Carlton trolls. Had one specific one today, but I got through that. And thank you for the reminder. The community here is exactly what I guess you go to other channels and you absorb the energy and absorb the environment, and I learn and I see what I didn't want to take place here. And so far it's kind of coming to fruition. So I hope everybody does feel safe in this space and safe to jump on and have a chat. And I know for sure that a lot of people who have come on have definitely in the beginning said to me, oh no, I've got a face for radio and all of that. And they've appeared on the fan cam. So that makes my heart very, very happy. So thank you for being an incredible community. Jeremy, sore foot from being stomped on. Oh, not another one. Haven't we had enough of this injury? We've had one of every single injury. Oh, Richard, Sard was on Walsh on the wing at the start. That's interesting. Al Hawley, we mean. Very interesting. Who else did I miss? Surprise, Shield played a good game. Did he? I'm gonna need statistical evidence of this, maybe, because my eye test tells me a little bit differently, but I also was on the watch along, so maybe I missed something, or maybe he missed that goal and I saw red whenever he appeared on the screen from then on in, and there was no ability for him to redeem himself in my eyes. Maybe Rob on the Sash pod is going to make Blackie badges based on a 7 or 8-year-old picks. Okay. Well, I will be happy to contribute. Definitely. Happy to contribute to that. Mariella, thank you. Just got home, proud of the boys, but hate losing to Carlton, mainly because of their supporters. Thank God for Bomber Banter. Big love. Yeah, I feel it. And to be honest, all the good Carlton supporters who are in Pommy's chat tonight all had the same feeling about the toxic Carlton supporters. So definitely not painting them all with the same brush. You know, we've had Petra and Langy and J baggers and blue baggers in our chat here. So there are definitely some good ones, but the toxic ones really do give them a bad name. Thank you so much for the super chat, Mariella. I'm much appreciated. Yeah. Toxic. And it stops being fun for me and people around you when the toxicity comes out. I don't know. I think we can be angry and upset and pissed off, but still be kind to each other, you know? I think those two can coexist. Oh, here we go. Jade. Dylan Shield got 30 disposals for doing nothing. Come on, people, didn't play a good game at all and gave him a farewell game, but no one give a Tyson Heppel. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Ken as the neutral. All right. She'll shank just about everything. 2 of them cost 2 goals. Okay, that's what I felt. Hello, James. How you doing? Disappointing game. Can we please practice goal kicking in the off-season? A drop punt wouldn't go to Stray. Shane, Guelphy was pretty good in front of the sticks, wasn't he, tonight? Hey, Corey.
How you going?
Pretty good, and you?
Yeah, from how I was feeling yesterday to what I am now is completely the opposite, to be honest.
As in, you were feeling positive yesterday and now disappointed?
I'm flat as. I can't believe.
Okay, talk to me.
It was, yeah, as I just said, with practicing goal kicking in the off-season, we had 3 goals that you get taught as a junior footballer, if you're directly in front or on a slight angle, drop punt the thing. Unless you're on the boundary line, I understand snapshotting the ball. Yep. Jay Gresham can't kick over a Coke can and no one was in the goal square. Like,
Wiedering, that was the easiest mark he's ever taken, no?
Yep. And it just, yeah. And even with Dylan Shield, when he had his shot, he was running uncontested into the 50, ran around 2 blokes and decided to get a 9-iron and golf chip it to the pocket and not even get it and barely get a point. Unacceptable.
And who was the third one?
Archie Perkins was the first one in the first quarter. He just missed
right.
it, but he kicked the fat side of the ball. But they're shots that he should usually kick from drop punts because he's quite an accurate drop punt for goal, but didn't do it.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. He's usually a very, very reliable kick.
Yeah, and it just, yeah, obviously missed by a little bit, but yeah, the other 2 were genuine sodas.
Yeah. I mean, what else do we have to work on aside from goal kicking? Oh, can't hear you, Corey. I think your hand's in.
Sorry.
There we go.
You there?
Yep. I think your hand was in front of the speaker.
Must have been. Improving our fitness base and not just have the same 4 or 5 guys over the pre-seasons, the ones that are dominating. I want to see other guys stepping up. Because now we've had, obviously, with all the new players that have got games, it's now your time to stand up because the senior players aren't doing it.
True. It's a good point. Well, you know, they've all got that base now. They all know what to strive for, and they all have felt tangibly how gassed they are in the fourth quarter. So they know how hard they have to work at training. Is that, I mean, you play football. Is that how it works? You get the taste. You feel the lungs burning in the fourth and you think, fuck, I need to get really fit. Is that how it works?
Well, to me, you've got to be fit. You've got to be fit and healthy coming into the preseason. And obviously it's different from a local football perspective. Say AFL, you got different goals and different side of things. Like for myself, from a personal point of view, I wanted to lose 5 to 10 kilos, but also improve my fitness base so I could last 4 quarters even without going off on the field.
Yeah.
So and it's the same thing for the first and second year players now that are going to be going into this next pre-season, the ones that will be obviously given contracts and whatnot. You've got no excuses now. You know what the taste of AFL football's like, and if you want to keep your spot for 2026 and take someone's senior spot, then you do it.
So how far off do you think they are? Because I personally don't think that I think they've looked tired from a point of view that, you know, it's been a long season. They've played more games than they probably would have or should have. But how far off to bridge that gap do you think they actually are to, you know, running with the best and competing with the best consistently for 4 quarters?
For some players, say like an Archie Roberts or an Angus Clark, I think they're only a pre-season away.
Great.
For guys like Zach Johnson, I want to see more of him not be sub. Like as much as I loved his last quarter, it was really, really good. I want to see how he travels in this preseason. I want to see if Lowell can improve his fitness and maybe get a bit of size about him because he gets pushed off the ball too easily. Another preseason into Archer May to see how if he gains a bit of more muscle or he gets fitter and improves his tank as a forward. Another preseason into Caddy, Kako, same boat. So it's things like that I want to see out of this upcoming preseason that we have.
I mean, but how positive is that in that we see where we're lacking, but yet we only think that we're maybe 1 or 2 preseasons away from, you know, those players really being able to compete with the top echelon of the ladder, because then we're bringing in a new crop this year, right? So they start from scratch.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because it's all comes down to who we choose in the draft too. If you want to build off like a player's like attitude or mindset, you build it off a kid like Kako or Archie Roberts, and hopefully with some young kids in the draft that will hopefully be around our picks. Like I would love to see Mitch Marsh as a young key forward. He's already got an AFL size build from a key forward point of view. I think we're one key forward away. It may have to make a few tough list calls on certain players that even are contracted.
Are you hinting here? I can feel you hinting here.
Yeah, I am a little bit.
It's okay.
I think one of them in the forward half that is experienced. I'm not going to say who, but
I appreciate that. I appreciate the restraint, Corey. I appreciate the kindness that you're showing me here.
Yeah, I think one of them may be trade bait. Not saying who, but one of them I think will not be at Essendon next year. My guess. I don't know.
It's just what you want to see, basically.
It's what I want to see. Like, unfortunately for guys like Hobbs or Sardis, I'm sorry, you're not going to be at the club in 2026.
Yeah.
Just it's as simple as that. You're not going to fit in with this midfield group, and you're better off going to a club that you're going to get more opportunity, more game time, or simply more cash.
Yeah. Which is fair enough. Which is like, you know, you can definitely understand that. I mean, there are very obvious decisions on the list, and then there are some really tricky ones. But I don't know if Sardis is the foregone conclusion. I think we're only gonna entertain a trade if it's good enough, and I don't think anybody's gonna offer near what we want for him.
No, I don't think so either. But the thing is he going to be in front of a fit Parish or a Caldwell, a Merritt, a Durham, a Setterfield? No, I don't think so. So my honest opinion, just to like prolong your career and try to get yourself a genuine starting role, is to move on. And Ben Hobbs is in the same boat. And Ben Hobbs is in the same boat. He's one-dimensional, so is Sardis. So for those two, I think that they will be gone. Jaden Laverty, his manager is the same as Jake Stringer, and they've had a talking with Laverty already this week. Not saying that he will be offered a contract at GWS, but he's looking for more than 1 year, Laverty. So that might be a certainty that he stays.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'd be more than happy to release him. And as I said last week, just look for an upgrade. So I'd be more than happy with that. But anyway, Corey, we will wait and see. We got one more game to go, and then we can put an end to this season and work on that bloody injury list, which is 18 players long.
Yep.
Crazy.
We're looking at the our fitness staff. They're looking at is from Port Adelaide and West Coast, from what I've heard. Not saying it's going to be a certainty that either of those two will come across, but from what I've heard, that they're those two of the front runners to replace the current fitness staff.
Well, I just hope they're looking far and wide. That's all I hope, and I believe they are. So, because it has to get right. Can have the best tactics in the world, can have the most talented kids in the country, but if you cannot put them on the park, if you have 18 players on your injury list, including half of a best 22, something is wrong, and you are getting something very, very wrong at your club. So, all right, Corey, we'll leave it there. I'll catch you next week. Catch ya.
Cheers.
Bye. Hello, Jez. I can't see you, Jez.
I am here.
Come into the light, because it's freaking me out just looking at a dark screen with a light every now and then.
How do I do it?
Oh.
I'm sort of...
Can you go near a lamppost? Oh, I kind of saw your face then. Oh, there we go.
I'm walking home. I'm walking home from the tram.
Okay, that's better. Oh, there we go. There we go. How are you, Jeremy? How was it at the ground?
I had an absolutely magnificent night. It was absolutely fantastic. Like, how did we get so close to Carlton, really? I mean, they should have beaten us by 15 goals.
I think this is being lost, Jez. I'm so glad you said that. I think this is being lost. Nobody has said that. And it's true.
There was a moment there where even late in the game, where we were like one more goal or something, we would have been 20 points. We were never going to win, but how did we get so close? It was they hung on, they clung on. They did okay. Yeah,
you're so right. I think it's being lost. It's actually quite. How on earth did Carlton not just take advantage of our decimation?
It had a very practice matchy feel, I have to say, the game, but you know, one more goal, and we would have been. They would have been some very twitchy sphincters in the Carlton team.
Or how was the crowd, Jez? Were they getting a bit antsy, the Carlton supporters?
No, there was only 41,000, which was about probably. I mean, I don't know for a fact, but that was a low crowd for a Carlton Essendon game.
Yeah.
No, it was. Yeah, no. We had some complete total assholes, Carlton assholes, sitting right in front of us who were about 18 years old, and they just thought Carlton was the bee's knees, and it was a little annoying, but you know, good on them. Good luck to them. You know, Fiona, that half my family's Carlton. I've got a soft spot for Carlton, and good on them.
And even that annoyed you, so that's saying something.
Yeah, that's right.
That's saying something of the caliber of individual that was in front of you, because your tolerance of Carlton people is greater than most. So.
Very high. I'm basically a Carlton person, as you know.
I mean, don't make me put you in a timeout.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to swear like that.
No, the swearing is fine. It's the Carlton love, the Carlton glaze that, although I have had a wonderful night with Carlton people, so, you know. Maybe
how'd the watch-along go?
The watch-along was wonderful. The community that Pom has created over there, everybody was welcoming and kind, no trolling. I was very nervous. I didn't even eat dinner. I said to Pom, I was so nervous. I'm starving right now because I didn't eat dinner. I was too nervous, but I needn't not have been, because they all were absolutely wonderful. So if you ever want to just, I guess, prove to yourself that not all Carlton supporters are toxic, just go over to Pom's channel and you will see, because there's some wonderful individuals there, and some migrate over here, so which they're always welcome to. But who were you impressed by tonight, Jez? If you had
very impressed, very impressed with Kako in the midfield again.
Yep, love it.
like I have no idea what his stats were, but he played with a sort of energy and he played like it wasn't a practice match. Like plenty of Essendon players and Carlton players played like it was just a sort of practice match. He played with the sort of vim and vigor that really surprised me, and it's been multiple weeks now where in the midfield he's been really surprising, totally surprising. Oh, hello, there's a light. There I am.
Hey. Sort of can see you now. That's better.
Yeah, he was fantastic in the middle.
You do look like a floating head, sort of, but that's okay.
Archie was fantastic. Again, I liked his game.
Solutions asking if you sure you know where you're going. You're not lost, are you?
No. I'm 200 meters away from home. I know exactly where I'm going. I had to detour via Macca's, I have to say, just to quickly top up with the quarter pounder, no onions, and the small fries, no drink.
That's wonderful. 1 second, Jez. I just don't want Danny to run off. Danny, I have to add you to the wonderful Carlton supporters who I have met along this journey. Thank you again for having my back today on the other channel. Much appreciated. I did see it, and I told Pommy you've shot right into my VIP Carlton people. So thank you so much. You didn't know I was watching, so you did that off your own back. Big love, and thank you so much. And hope to correspond with you. You're welcome here anytime and to chat with us at any time. So thank you again. I just wanted to say that. Much love, Danny. Sorry, Jez, continue.
No, I'm good. I'm just I was heading for home. No dramas. Solution. I kept him a seat spare at the Royal, but he didn't turn up. So
did he stand you up? Did you get stood up by the Solution?
Well, he did say he was going to be there, but I think he went home early. I think he left a bit early.
Oh, that's because he just wanted to, he wanted to come on to Bomber Banter. That's why.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Anyway, you're doing a fantastic job. It's fantastic. It's great. I love your work.
Thank you, Jezzy.
And
thank you for being a big cheerleader of mine. I love you.
We've still got another friggin' game. Bloody hell.
Why does that thought exhaust me? If it wasn't for Bomber Banter, I tell you what.
I reckon about 20 weeks ago, we were all sort of rubbing our hands with glee saying, we've got a game in hand. We've got a game in hand. You know, it's going to make all the difference. It's going to leap us into the 8 at the end because we're going to have this game in hand.
We're dreaming. Dreams. What dreams are made of. Hey, Jesse, have you got an early morning? Are you going to get up for work tomorrow?
I do. Yes, I do. Bit of an 8:30 meeting and a 9:30 meeting and a 10 o'clock meeting. So, yeah.
Whoosh.
All right. Heading home
better let you get home and get to bed.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you for surprising me. Oh, no, we've got Bomber Boy saying you can't have a quarter pounder without onions. And I'm going to be controversial here and say that I am not an onion person, but I think I have to agree with Bomber Boy. What's with the no onions?
When you get to a certain age, Fiona, onions don't always agree with you.
Okay, noted. What age do I have to start worrying about that, Jez?
No, you're a long way away. It's like decades away, but
right.
You know, when you're about to go to bed, you're about to hit the sack. You don't want a tummy full of onions when you get to a certain age. So, no onions is good, and just a little fries, no drinks, all good.
You know, you had me at fries. In fact, I could go some fries now. Does anywhere Uber Eat at 11:45 or 12, whatever? Because I could go some fries. But anyway, my problem. All right, Jesse, thank you so much. Big love, and we'll talk to you during the week.
Ciao. See ya.
Good night. Hello, Noah.
Hey, Fiona. How you doing?
I'm well. Loving the Guernsey. How have you been? It's been a while.
I'm all right.
You're all right? Are you exhausted by the season?
To an extent. I was loving it Like last week, I was loving the season. I'm like, yes, let's go, Bombers.
Yeah.
Only by 2 points. I'm like, there's so much fight. And then tonight was a letdown. Went to the game. Hopefully, we can keep it close. If in the last quarter we get within 10, 15 points, I'll be so happy. But you could tell there was no angst there amongst Carlton fans. They were moving. Who's the best bold transition team? Whoever that is, that was Carlton tonight. It was terrible.
Yeah, it was. I mean, from what I'm hearing, the feel at the game, there was, as Jez said, it felt like a VFL level game.
Yeah, but it makes it worse. We had this fan. Second, I was sitting 3 rows from the front in M9, so near the edge of the 50, and this bloke behind us was just screaming crap at Essendon players. He was an Essendon fan drunk. And I'm like, what a fool. Why are you discouraging kids? Like, he had to go across Benzie, all these players, Lawal, and I'm like, mate, these guys are kids. Stop. If I can hear it, they can hear it.
That's so true. And I don't know who said it in the chat tonight, but I think it might have been you, Shano. At the end of the day, when I was talking before about, possibly other toxic places, talking about footy and toxic environments, at the end of the day, and this goes for that guy too at the footy, Noah, sport is supposed to be enjoyable at the end of the game. Yes, it's heartbreaking. Yes, it's painful. But at the very end of the day, we choose this hobby, and there has to be a little bit of enjoyment, because or else then it's just not worth being in your life. Oh, look, Moby's coming clean. He's coming clean. He said, oh, sorry, Noah. He didn't know it was you. That's a joke, by the way. Moby, you would never stoop so low as to yell vitriol to Jackson Pryor. It'd never be you.
Yeah. A couple of players did play well. A couple of the kids.
Yeah, all right. Who did you like? Who'd you like?
Taco and Clark. Clark is so good.
Yeah?
Mate, I know he's living with Redmond, and he needs to continue doing that, because him and Redmond tonight.
Yeah? We'll have to watch the replay.
He's kicking. Sometimes he turns it over, but didn't really do that tonight. Attack the ball so fiercely, with so much speed and attack on the ball. And Kako, I know he doesn't get the ball a lot, which was concerning. When he went into the midfield, I'm like, he's a bit small, but man, he's so explosive once he gets it.
Spot on.
That's Raw last week, but he didn't play the best tonight. But yeah.
Yeah, he had a funny old night. I could have sworn he was playing on Walsh. He was certainly matched up on him at some stoppages and at centre bounce. But yeah, he had a funny old night. I don't know what his stats show, and maybe a couple of the next people can enlighten me. But yeah, funny old night. He certainly didn't. I mean, it was a tough midfield to go up against, but Kako certainly plays bigger than he is. He has no right to play as big as he does energetically.
Yeah, 100%. But in regard to McGrath, last week I jumped the gun. I'm going to be honest. I'm like, okay, McGrath can be the tagger. Kept Nas to 24, and 5 of them were kick-ins, like 19 disposals across the game. He's incredible. And I think he put on the less bulky guys, but sometimes I see him tackle Cripps, and Cripps just goes, and I'm like, oh no, we got manhandled. We're so small, so I feel like Setterfield might have to stay unless we get Ollie Greaves. But for a first-year player going up against Patrick Cripps, it's not going to solve much. So we have some roster decisions this offseason. Tough.
Yeah. I think what it's showing coming up against the likes of Matty Rao, who coincidentally we're going to go up against next week, and Patrick Cripps and Hewitt, that, as soon as Durham went out, we just had no hope up against that midfield. It was just Andy McGrath is giving up a lot of size to that midfield outside of Sam Walsh. It was a tough big ask without the likes of, Merritt, and well, Merritt was through there, but Parrish and Setterfield and Caldwell, Durham, they make a big difference. They make a big, big difference.
Yeah, 100%. What happened to Durham and McMahon? Why was McMahon subbed and Durham laid out?
Actually, chat, was McMahon just subbed strategically, or what's it called? Yeah, tactically, or did he have an injury? Chat.
That is hand.
Durham, I believe, was stomped on.
Free game.
Yeah, see, this is the thing, Will. See, no other fan cam since I've run this, including Anzac Day, no other fan cams has been so full of people saying how bad their experience at the football was with the opposition fans as it has been tonight. So that tells me a lot about the opposition fans. And again, I want to drive home that there are absolutely incredible Carlton fans out there. But I'll tell you what, there are a lot of people in the chat tonight and who have come on who had very ordinary experiences at the football, which freaking sucks. So do better. Okay, Felix, tactical sub, didn't get much going. Yeah, it would have been a burn for him, right? To get subbed against Carlton, having not got a goal at all. That would have been tough. But that's okay.
I did see Scooter post after either McMahon got subbed that he's leading, and he was actually leading to the right spots, got off Wiedering.
Okay.
We weren't giving it to him. There were a couple hit him. Nah. Instead, we kick it to Merritt, who Jacob Wiedering just, I'm going to go off McMahon and punch it.
Yeah.
We tried to a couple shots at goal, but I'm like, we're trying to win a game of footy. I know it's his 250th, and I love Merritt, but come on, lads.
Well, and if you're going to do it, at least lower the eyes and kick to Merritt's advantage. Don't kick it on top of his head.
Yeah, 100%. We did that to Kako, and he still marked it in the last quarter, and I'm like,
I know. Hey. He's just a freaking gun. He's a gun.
I know, and I thought it was for Langford, and Kako was like, nah, not on my watch. I'm taking the mark. I'm going back, and I
couldn't love that kid anymore.
He's so good. I think even though I came back from the game negative, I'm still confident that once we get these guys back and we'll bring Adam Swade to replace Gresham, who's let's not start.
Let's not start. Let's not bring the mood down, shall we?
Yeah.
I think we all know how we feel about that, don't we?
100%. And then Alec Char, even if he just develops in the VFL for a year or two, bring in others, maybe, even if it affects the compo pick, bring in Starcevic and see what happens. Roll the dice. Next year we make.
I agree, Noah. If we just make small incremental upgrades on some of these fringe players who haven't been fringe this year, but in an ideal world when we don't have 625 players on the injury list, they'll be fringe players. If we make little upgrades, I think you just make small incremental improvements to the overall list. So, all right. Well, do you have a work or school or uni to wake up for tomorrow, or are you going to have a nice little sleep in?
I have a sleep in tomorrow. I have finished uni for the week. Do have 3 assessments to get done by this Sunday, but hey, at least I'll be able to get to that.
I think a little sleep in will do you very well. Thank you so much for jumping on, Noah. Loved your input.
Thanks for it. See ya.
Good night. Bye. Hello, Scotty.
Hey, how are you?
So nice to see you. How you doing?
Good. Good to be back on.
Good. You're looking so well.
Am I? Oh, yeah.
The hair's looking good. You're growing the hair. Is it a bit longer? Looks good.
I don't know.
Oh, well, there you go. You're doing something right. You're looking really good, Scooter. Did you get to the game tonight?
Yeah, I went to the game. Straight after work. Hence I'm still in my little bit of work attire.
Yep.
Got the collars and the
nice.
It is, but yeah. Look, it was. Oh, I don't know about you, but it felt like Carlton, Essendon, and the umpires were all going through the motions at the end of the year.
I love that you include the umpires in that.
It it was a strange of like
Yeah.
from minute one, it was a strange vibe.
Very
You,
strange.
you could pick it up straight away, and it felt like the last round. Like it felt like two teams. Yep, they're bottom 6 or 7. It's the last round. And I couldn't help think after the game because, I mean, obviously I wasn't impressed during the game.
No.
But I couldn't help think, was our grand final a little bit last week? That Sydney leading up to Geelong, was that a little bit our grand final last week? And just mentally just could not get up sort of past that now that's kind of right at the end. But I must admit, I still took away quite a few positives in a weird way. Because being at the ground, I'll be interested to watch the TV, but being at the ground, I thought Angus Clark was sensational. And some of it was just things you don't see, like how he would peel off his man. Yeah, he would peel off his man to help another teammate. And he was reading it's the best he's reading the play at the moment so well. Look, he had 1 or 2 kicks like every player on the field. But I mean, I think he ended up with 27 disposals. That's by far his most. And I thought, even last week, I thought he was really impressive. It was one of his best composed games. So if you add him and Kako, like Kako had 80%, 87% time on ground, and Clark had 85%. And they were having more than the mids. And this is guys who, at the end of the year, and you're going, when are they going to get managed? When are they going to get managed? But they're running out the year as good as anyone.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I mean about, like, we're saying they're looking tired, but then you look at these kids who are running on top of the ground. And in fairness, wasn't that one of Angus Clark's extreme strengths? His endurance.
He can run
that was
day.
one of his.
But even just how sharp Kako looked mentally, I thought, in the game. And that tells me a lot that he's mentally pretty tough. Even Clarkey just and I think that probably you can add in Roberts to that about how he's I mean, his last 3 games are like 33, 28 and 28 disposals. So he's finishing really, really strong. So I think there's still a lot to like, but I felt like a team that played their grand final last week and just I actually didn't think Carlton were that impressive, to be honest. So it felt like a game that was all round, just a bit. We're finishing off the year here, and we're a bit tired.
Just the scraps. What's left, like the scraps left of the scrap of skills, the scrap of zoning. It was some very poor defensive setup that hemorrhaging, like just leaking absolute through transition and on turnover, and there was nothing impressive aside from. In fact, I'll be honest. Aside from Frankie Evans. I think that we had a few more moments than Carlton did. They overall obviously outscored us, but I thought we had a few more moments where I went, wow, like that transition from our D50, that rebound 50, that link and play and changing of the angles, Roberts stopping time, everybody just stopping around him. Kako, that contested marks. Just we had moments that I'm like, I think I see the bigger picture here more so than I did with Carlton, looking objectively, as I said, outside of like a few Frankie Evans moments and Sam Walsh, of course. So, it's a weird one.
Yeah. And I don't know about you, but thinking after the game, I thought if you ever wanted a game to watch the midfield and talk about the importance of Caldwell and Durham as a tandem, because what you missed a lot tonight was that blue collar work. I mean, they were plus 10 on just centre bounce clearances, Carlton. And so, we can talk about the 18 injuries, but there's some guys out that structurally and almost spiritually to the club, as far as I always feel like Caldwell's, Durham's praised a lot, but I'm a massive Caldwell fan. And when he's up and firing, I reckon that them as a tandem, that still gives me a lot of hope. Like it's still like, you put, Rids, Mackay and Reed down back if they're all healthy. There's still a lot of structural things that gives the whole team balance, give them actually just confidence just looking at them on the field. Because
so let me ask you on that, Scott, then. So we see and have highlighted the importance of Caldwell, the likes of the player in the mould of a Caldwell and a Durham. So given that they're both injured, are we going to rest our laurels on the fact that they're both going to be available most of the time next year? Or do we need to invest in some depth in that type of player? Whether that means retaining Setterfield or, trading for a similar like or drafting a similar kind?
Yeah, well, it is kind of interesting that Winhager is someone we're going after, which tells you a little bit of mindset that I would say Hobbs and Setterfield, they want an upgraded version of that to compete with the bigger boys. That's how I'm reading the play, that Matt Rose is going, I need an upgrade to get to that next level midfield rotation of 7 and 8.
Winhager is really that. He's the Finn Callahan mold, like he's just the perfect fit for us.
And he's so proud on his defense. Like he's such a defensive warrior. And I think that fits Matt Rose's where he wants to go as well. It's like, I think he doesn't want transition defense to be known at this club anymore. So I think the people he's going after probably tells you a little bit of, I need guys running both ways. So I find it interesting. Yeah. So I think that will be an interesting off season about how that all plays out. Well, look, I think we all know there's probably 9 or 10 guys are going to leave in either a trade or a delist. So we are going to rotate more out.
What's your sneaky feel, just before I let you go, what's your sneaky feel on Sardis? Because I did say before, I think the feel I get from the club is that they're happy to entertain a trade, but they're also happy to keep him if they don't feel like the trade, what they're going to get offered is quite sufficient enough. But my argument is there's going to be no club who's going to offer what Essendon actually want for him. So do you think it's actually a possibility that he actually does stay?
Yeah, I actually think it's about an 80% possibility. So
yeah, that's high. Yeah, LJ.
Yeah, so
how are you, young LJ? Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the club want to see his contract out and see what he is next year, because I think strategically you can't cut too many guys, right? So you got to work out in your head who are the guys we can get rid of now, and who's bankable that you may be surprised next year they develop even stronger. And because the reason why is that you can't put a lot of people saying, oh, just clean them out this year. This is not a draft to clean them out. The draft stopped at 25, 30. So a pick 40 trade is just giving a player away. So
we're not getting an Archie Roberts, are we?
What if Sardis actually starts really performing? And you still may want to balance the list, but a club says in a strong draft, he's picked 25, 30. And you're going, well, now we've got a proper pick. So I think for him, strategically, they're going to hang on to him if they can.
Unless we package it up.
Crazy,
we package him up with a pick to get a better pick back, possibly, if there's a club who needs that kind of, has a big hole. Yeah, I said.
If the Saints say we want him, and you go, well, guess what? We want one of your players, and we'll add on some sweeteners to get Winhager. Yeah, I can see that easily. I can see that. It better. I generally feel like it has to benefit us, though. They won't be just giving it away.
Yeah, I just think, and it's to no fault of the current list managers, but I feel that they know that Sardis was that high of a pick, and they are just not willing to let him go for example, what they'd be willing to let Hobbs go for, because they probably see a lot more in Sardis than he's actually shown. And they're just not going to get offered that, though. It's unreasonable to think a club's going to offer that. So I think there's a very high. I think people need to start getting it around their heads that that he could possibly still be on the list. But there's also chance to be creative.
Like we saw tonight, right? There's one thing we do have a weakness in is stoppage clearances, is ground ball gets. Actually, that's his strength. So I still think you'd rather keep someone that has a strength that you need as depth. Because he would be playing. I'm pretty confident he would have played the last 5-6 weeks, which is a real shame because we've actually found more about him.
It was actually set up
it was set up perfect.
It was all set up for him to get a crack. No sub, no ping ponging in and out. It was set up beautifully, and then he fucking does his hammy.
It's been let's face it. It's you and I followed Essendon for a long time. It has been the weirdest year.
Oh, Scott. I mean, and as a content creator for the space, it has. I don't know. I feel like it's helped me. How do you feel? I feel like it's helped me doing this get through the year. How do you feel?
Yeah, it's been different. Like I probably would have been more upset the previous year or two where we've had the fade out, but we've had enough good senior players and where I've put it more on them and said, no, you've got to be better than that, how you've faded out the year. So this year has a bit of an, obviously with what's played out, has had a bit of an element. But I said on the show, and I still kind of back this up, I still think I have this weird feeling that in 2 years' time, we'll look back at this year and go, that was the circuit breaker that got this club up and about. Because like I said, I still see Clark tonight. I still see Kako tonight. I genuinely think Caddy is going to go ballistic in 1 or 2 years. I genuinely believe in his talent. I've seen too much in preseason and everything like that where, he obviously goes hard at it and can get his injuries, but I genuinely believe in some of our young talent. But boy, we do need some leaders to be consistent in this club.
Sorry to cut you off, but look what a bit of elite leadership did last week for the group to galvanise the group. All it took was Langford and Redmond to just take it to that next level in a leadership space to just galvanise the group and to create some calm and some reinforcement and some presence. So I mean, how do we know? This is a good question. How do we know? Did I just praise myself for a good question? Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. It's been a very long night. I'm so sorry, everybody. I didn't mean to just praise myself.
You got to as a podcaster sometimes.
Rewind that. Pretend I didn't say that, guys. But anyway, how do we not? So in previous years, how do we not go into this off season saying, oh yeah, like I guess are we rating these kids too highly? Like I don't want to get sucked into overrating the list or overrating the kids, and because we've been here before, and so how do we differentiate that? Yeah, that's what I mean. How do we differentiate between when we've said it in the past versus this group?
Yeah, and look, it's a great point because it's not long ago that we thought at the end of the first year, Cox and Perkins with their first year were like, wow, look at this. Yeah. So I found it interesting when you're talking to Rick about training and preseason, and I think they have to set a new culture in that preseason because that preseason went by. I know I get accused of being an optimist and I praise certain individuals, but
not at all. I think you are completely. I don't. When I think of you, Scooter, I don't think coloured glazed eyes. I get complete. You say how you see it. That's what.
Well, once I went to the club and an official came up to me, it was a high official, and said, "So, what did you think of the preseason?" I went, "Actually, their skills suck."
And I love that.
It was a blank face, and I just said, "Well, sorry," I said, "Can we actually have a moment where we can stop plays and Scott and coaches go, hey, that's not good enough," because that's what frustrated me the most with the preseason. It was like it would just continue on. You're like miss kick, and like And I'm like, I feel like next preseason I'm going to bring a whistle. Like, just no, like.
Okay, hey Scooter, you bring the whistle, I'll bring the megaphone, and together we'll set the standards.
Indian file, Indian file. Everyone 3 laps.
That's right.
Because it was just and then for me they just had to do a bit more intensity match sim and just be under pressure. So my hope is that the guys like Archie Roberts, Cads, and I really put Cads big time in this, their competitiveness still is there, because I see it in how they kind of act at training and how they hate anything that they do a mistake. They're whacking the ground, they're upset at themselves. So I hope the younger guys, even the Durhams, Caldwells, that kind of 24 and under group really starts setting the culture from a base perspective. So you can only hope. I mean, you're right. There's been some great moments from the kids, but you always worry about the second year. Like, what are they going into? How are we going to set their culture? And we've got a bunch of pick 4 and pick 5 and 2 NGAs coming in as well. So how are we going to?
Well, do you know what my worry as well on top of that is for these young kids to set a culture, but who are they molding off? Who are they learning off to set the culture? Like, we're worried that our senior players are the ones who haven't had the good culture set for them. And now what example are they setting for this next crop? So my worry is that even though now these young kids know how to work hard, do they know that standard? Do they know that next level standard? Because they haven't had it at the club previous. So it's becoming just a domino effect that before Zach Merritt is an outlier. He just has that in him. 2 Meter Peter has come from it. And you see it from different clubs, from different players who come in from different clubs. And so that would be my worry. And I dare say that, Brad Scott saw that, as we know, from the minute he came on and raised standards. So I hope that it's just a new base layer, basically, and they all have to meet that or not, or they're gone.
Yeah, well, exactly. So it's the challenge. The challenge is there for them. I genuinely hope they come back fit. I mean, they did reasonably well I thought last year, at least they came back in really good shape. I've never really felt like they're not running out games overly that bad. No,
me neither.
So I haven't really felt fitness. I still think there's a mental component to the club. And it was interesting just seeing the Ben Robbins being on the bench to basically as a psychologist in some ways as they come off and him talking to them. So I still think it's an area the club have identified that it's an area they've got to get, just keep on and strengthening. So we need, hopefully, like I said, the Durhams and these guys go to that. That's another year. They're the mid-20s. They're proper leaders now. So I'm probably leaning on a little bit on almost the mid-20s guys.
That's what I mean. It's almost like they've been handed the keys in a way to lead this new ascendancy forward for us. They've also almost been handed the keys. And to be honest, I know it might sound stupid, but I almost feel like they'll thrive. I think, hello. I think that they actually, hello, kitty. You're pretty. Very pretty kitty, beautiful eyes. I almost feel like that the likes of Archie and Caddy will actually thrive with that responsibility. I mean, not putting too much pressure on them, but anyway, Scotty, we've got one more week to go, and then it's
one magical game in Gold Coast,
and then it's full blown into the draft and trade period, which will be fun as well. So, and no doubt, I will definitely get down and see you along the off season down at the hangar.
Yeah, for sure. And look, if anyone's interested, they're probably not. But I don't know if I should say this, but the boys are training Sunday morning for the Wednesday game.
Oh, yes, of course. I can't get. That's a great shout. Anybody, I know there's still 100 of you here, but yeah, if you feel like if you're not doing anything, doesn't happen that a main training is happening on a weekend. So get down to the hangar on Sunday. It'll never happen again. So you get down and watch them if you feel like it. And when are the girls
And
playing
yeah,
this week?
obviously the AFLW at Windy Hill as well. So
Yes. When's that?
That's my shining light at the moment. Is it Saturday? I think 2:00 kind of. I think it's like your classic Saturday kind of mid.
Yeah, no, I loved listening to your rundown on the pod this week, Scooter, of the girls. It made me smile. I was going for my afternoon walk to get my coffee, and I was brimming from ear to ear. So,
speaking of debutants, they got a killer list coming through.
Yes,
they had 5 debutants and like 3 or 4 were stars. So I'm like, okay,
yes,
here we go.
Exactly. Yeah, and top of the ladder, Jeremy. You're right, exactly. All right, Scotty, thank you so much for jumping on. It has been a while. I'm sure there'll be many more collabs between us throughout the preseason and also the draft and trade period. So thank you so much.
Yeah, we need to do
time.
I reckon one time we need to do like a whole YouTube podcast meet at a pub night, just like the whole gang.
100%.
Just have some drinks.
Definitely. Or we'll get everybody up on a YouTube live stream and we'll have everybody in the chat. Or on the screen. Could be a bit of chaos, yes. But anyway.
All right. Have a great night, Fiona.
All right, Scott. I'll see you. Bye.
Catch ya.
Yes, actually, before I get the next people on, please, if you're here and you have not done that, please do that. That would be wonderful. Shano, thank you very much. 2:30 on Saturday. Yes, a panel show. That's what I meant, Dave. Exactly. Oh, Sunday, 2:30 Sunday. Thank you, Pete. Appreciate that. Yeah. 2:30. Yeah, LJ, you enjoying the W? Yeah, it's been. I'm hoping to get onto the pod, the Sash W pod, but unfortunately the AFL have screwed me a little bit with making us play on a Wednesday, so that's stuffed up. That's a good question, LJ. That's a great question. I mean, Starcevic is probably the oldest one that I can think of that still has a bit of run in his legs. I know Bomber Boy, you brought up Camden McIntosh from the Tigers, but I think he's probably out of legs personally, but he would be great for culture. Travis Boak, I would absolutely get on board as coach. Absolutely, in terms of culture and getting the best out of yourself physically. Chad Corns is the other one that people have brought up from in terms of setting standards for physically in the physical strength and conditioning department. I mean, what he did with Dixon was incredible. So it was a cute cat, wasn't it, Webby? I love getting little. All righty, let's get this moving. Muzzy.
Hello, how are we?
Good. How are you, my friend?
I'm okay. I'm getting there. Yeah. I can't wait.
All right, hang on. You know what? I feel like I should get you two on together. Have you broken bread? Oh, where'd he go? I think he just clicked off. Anyway, all right.
I think I know you're about to bring on. And
I think he clicked off as soon as I clicked onto you. Anyway,
that's all right.
How you feeling?
I'm somewhat okay. I've written some notes here about what I'm going to talk about.
Yeah, go talk about that while I make everybody do this. Thank you, Langy.
During the last 2-3 weeks, I haven't watched many of the games, but I have linked up and I've caught up with everything. We've had a lot of our scores coming off halfback.
Yep.
Halfback coming in the midfield and getting it on the run and handballing, right?
Yep. We do not do well scoring from turnover, which we need
to
improve.
We did not do well at that at all. We left. We had an extra off halfback tonight to try and get the score on the board. We went back to our original routes. It didn't work, and they never changed it. They left either Cripps or Hewitt at that stoppage or one of the clearances by themselves. You leave them too open, they're going the other way, and we're hurt.
I mean, I think we just had no one to play on them.
We had no one. Durham going out hurt us even more. Because there was no one, we weren't matching them at that stoppage, and that killed us tonight. What happened out there tonight was disgraceful. And not meeting them at the stoppage, because we know Carlton's a hard ball to get at that ground level, and they're really good at clearances and stoppages. To not match them tonight, that's just a big no-no. And to be
Yeah.
able to play like that on Zach's 250th, I'm sorry, he deserves better than that. What we showed up tonight to deal with that.
I purely think we don't. Who would we have played on them? That's my thing.
We had
If
no one.
Durham's in,
Shield looked like he was going to Cripps at the first centre bounce, but what happened to Martha? He went completely shocking.
Shield doesn't scare anybody though. Shield doesn't scare Cripps, you know?
No, he doesn't. But Cripps was on it by himself half the night. Zach Williams was by himself half the night. Walsh was by himself half the night.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's something I wrote down here.
Mhm.
Cripps and Hewitt, free majority of the game. They
Mhm.
had no one going with them. Another thing was the backline. It had a lack of experience and got exposed. That backline had nothing. We had maybe one or two people in there that had experience. And I'm counting Roberts as an experienced player here.
Do we call Roberts an experienced player?
No, I don't call him an experienced player, but you know what? He showed more leadership than Redmond did tonight. I'm sorry. But Redmond controlling that back line.
I find it difficult to be really critical of the back line because they were just,
and that's what I wrote down next. I feel bad for Lockie Buxton. He got left in the dust tonight.
Yeah,
I know there'll be hate coming out towards him and saying you defended that backline horribly. And you know what? He didn't defend that backline horribly. He came in as a mid-season recruit and he's trying his best out there and he got left in the dust.
Yeah. He
I
tried.
feel bad
He
for
tried
him.
everything.
He's tried his absolute hardest. And I saw that all night and I'm bloody proud of the kid for doing it.
Yeah, I agree, Moby. When I'm at the game and I can see it so tangibly, the zone, and I see how confused Lawal gets in the zone defense, and I get it's modern football and you've got to cut off the 45, the kicks on the 45 angle kicks and the rebound 50s, but it drives me crazy. And sometimes I think maybe these kids would learn just going one-on-one. But what do I know? Maybe that's so naive. That could be the most naive thing a football fan could say. I don't know.
But you're kind of right too, Fiona, to be in a way. You're really kind of right. Another thing I wrote down, Durham and Laverde's loss really hurt us. Durham obviously went out with that foot injury. He got stomped on, apparently, pre-game.
Stomped on pre-game?
Apparently so. That's what they said on Fox Footy. It's been stomped on. So he won't be playing Gold Coast.
Oh,
He ain't playing Gold Coast. I'll tell you that right now. He's not playing Gold Coast.
Who said that? You said that? Are you emotionally telling me that?
I'm going to say that just off. I've had a foot injury before. I'm saying that off experience. He ain't playing.
But this is our third. Foot stop.
He's going in a moon boot for the next 4 weeks.
Are you telling me? Is that what Fox said, or is that what you said?
No, that's what I'm going to tell you right now. His foot's been crushed. He ain't coming back. If he does come back,
let's not dive into depression now. This is what I mean, Moby. Why and how is this happening? Why? I cannot get on board this.
Laverde's hip, that's just, he's been carrying that for the last week or two. He's just too sore to run out today. He just felt a bit too sore before game, and Brad Scott, as he says, has to be 100%, otherwise you're not getting risked because of our injuries currently.
Yeah.
And so Laverde was
Dave,
just...
thank you for clarifying. It wasn't pre-game. Scott said he knew they both weren't playing as soon as he arrived at the ground. Okay.
Then Fox...
But he still got stomped on from an Essendon player, like from a teammate. Because how else? I mean, unless he got stomped on at Coles. Unless he got stomped on when he went to shopping at Coles.
Yeah. And then on Fox Footy also, Zach Merritt came to the bench. I think it was in the second quarter.
Mm-hmm.
He came to the bench, he hopped straight on the mic, and he was talking to the midfield coach. There was no composure. We kept rushing it. We kept trying to get the game on and kept going through that midfield and kept getting turned over. We got exposed back the other way. There was no composure just to chillax with the footy. It was always give off the first handball that you saw, give off the first kick that you saw. And it was so predictable. Carlton got us a lot on the other way. Harry Mackay pushed up the ground, took, I think it was 5 marks up on the wing, and then 5 marks deep inside forward 50.
Yeah.
Mackay alone
you're right.
ruined us. He got us on transition, and Mackay was on fire tonight.
Did you ever feel like we were a chance?
Did I feel like we had a chance of winning this? Yes. But after the fact I saw Durham and Laverde win out, I'm like, no. I knew
No, but
Carlton
in
would
the
win it.
game. In the game. So
game,
when we got
no.
24 points, no?
No. Not at all. I'm an Essendon supporter, and I'll go with this club over 3, but this season, no.
Yeah. It was a tough old night. But you know what? Here we go. We'll get your mate on with you, who looks like, now I can't see him here.
He's gone. Where is he?
I mean, what are you doing to me? Here we are. Your mate's washing the dishes.
Of course he is.
Oh, am I on now?
Hey Joe, I mean, would you like to finish the dishes, please, so we can get you on Fan Cams? I brought you on with your mate here.
Hello, mate.
Oh, hello. 2 seconds.
Oh, that's right.
Hang on, I'll join you in a second.
He doesn't want to wake the house. So let's just let Joe make his way into the garage. But I did like the little. He didn't know we were live. He was just doing some cheeky dishes at 12:30 at night. Love this for you, Joe. All right.
Sorry about that. You guys got to see me doing some cleaning.
You're just doing some cheeky dishes at 12:30 at night, huh?
Yeah, so I take lunch to work and then went to the game after work. So I've still got some dirty dishes in my lunchbox. I do take a lunchbox to work. Yes, I am a grown-up man, but still take a lunchbox to work with home-cooked food. So I just thought whilst I was waiting, I could at least do something productive.
You're fair enough. And in these hard times, Joe, nothing wrong with taking a packed lunch. Absolutely. Not when a beautiful focaccia you can make at home costs you $27 out these days.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess I'm bringing you both on together because I just want to know, has the bridge been connected again between you two?
Yeah,
there was nothing to discuss to begin with. Muzzy's doing his sworn duty, and I hope everybody does the same thing. Learn from Muzzy's example. It's all about backing in the club, backing in Bomber banter, and the game today just reinforced why Carlton is known as Carl Scum. Like, can you imagine Zach Merritt in game 250 walking through the Guard of Honor and the cheer squad, the Carlton cheer squad, are all singing "We Are Essington" in honor of that's what was happening. So we stayed back. So I thought, you know what? You know, the skipper, he's a strong man. He's a proud man. He wouldn't want to be chaired off in game 250 in a loss like that. But I thought maybe we'll stay back. We'll have a look and see, just in case they do form a Guard of Honor. We saw the Guard of Honor was being met. Excellent. Well done. But he walked through and the Carlton cheer squad was singing "We Are Essington." It was quite disgusting. Quite disgusting, to be honest.
Sounds horrible. Foul.
And I know Carlton fans are probably, or Carlton trolls, I'll say, would come on and think that that's an overreaction. But I don't know. That just lacks a bit of class to me.
Oh, for sure. It was, don't want to be quoting Nathan Buckley, God forbid, but, shame on anyone who boos a champion sort of thing. But, like, this is game 250. You beat a VFL team, really. And, I know there's a rivalry there, but, like, come on.
If there's any Essendon player on the list for the past 20 years who is the least deserving of a Bronx, not a Bronx, but of like a trolling from the crowd, it is Zach Merritt. Like
exactly. He's someone that a lot of neutrals, feel sorry for. How much he has to carry, how much he's, the leader spiritually, on field, skill wise.
About trips,
exactly.
It's the same. Yeah.
100%.
I mean, I do need to just quickly get LJ's just reminded me. I just do need to get clarification on this one before we proceed.
No jumping on blue or broad. No, absolutely not.
I think he learned his
blue
lesson,
broad
LJ.
is only for consuming when they've had a loss. and that is peak cinema. But otherwise, no jumping on blue or broad, LJ. I've been patiently waiting my time here, and my phone's like a 4%.
There was a sufficient amount of shaming done, LJ. I think we did everybody proud. I would like to think that we did a Solution, and Muzz and myself did everybody proud, and Langy and everybody else in chat. So I think
if Terry ever invites me again, it's going to be a polite no, thank you. Tez, no, thank you, mate.
Tell him to go back and watch that.
Fair enough.
But otherwise, I thought the game was really flat. I mean, the game was a flat one, to be honest, from start to finish. Especially, and it felt like the boys themselves were a little bit flat after the late news of the change. And I was really up and about. I was really excited all day long, talking to friends.
Too.
And so I went with a couple of friends, and we were talking it up. And we were stopped by to get some schnitz before the meal, before the game, should I say? And if it wasn't for the schnitz to make me feel better when I read the news about the late outs, I probably might have just, sobbed a little bit. Like, we just really can't catch a break. Like, thank God for schnitz and their chips. Seriously, like, that was the only way I wasn't going to cry.
You're the second person. I think Charlie and Clinton and Sophie were all on the schnitz chips. I'm the chip connoisseur. Have I been missing out?
You haven't had a schnitz chips yet?
They are
Have I been sleeping on schnitz chips?
I had them yesterday.
Yes, you have.
I had them yesterday for dinner.
All right.
Absolutely. You got to get onto the on the schnitz. It's a chef's kiss. The schnitz chips is a chef's kiss.
All right. I'll be the decider of that. But oh my God, Evan LJ's getting out. Jeremy, oh my gosh. Why do I feel ashamed of myself right now?
Yeah. Are you really a connoisseur if you haven't had the schnitz chips? Let's be real. Come on, Fiona.
Where have you been going, Fiona?
Guys, my football team has had the worst season from hell. My chips is where I find happiness. It's where I feel most myself when I'm consuming a hot chip. Oh man, you know what? I'm gonna defend myself. I'm gonna defend myself and say, you know what? It probably is. There's not really a schnitz in close vicinity of where I am, so I'd actually have to go. I'd have to go and actually seek it out. I wouldn't just walk past a schnitz. That's why.
You got to do it at some stage, and you'll see for yourself that it's not hyperbole. If even Jesus in the chat is telling us that schnitz is like if Jesus is telling us, I mean, I don't know what more you want, Fiona. Come on, what's the matter with you? So
this is very true. I mean, I mean, is schnitz open now anywhere? Could I get a schnitz? Or is this a Thursday night schnitz run? Not in my future.
It's a Friday morning.
I don't know. I've never had it late at night. I tend to have a curfew for when I eat food, but so yeah, can't help you there. But yeah, if it wasn't for schnitz chips, I definitely would have cried before the game. I know, Darren. I stumbled on the first try, let alone saying it 3 times. So, but yeah, I just thought it was a flat game. I really should have bought a lot more schnitz chips to give the boys before the game, to give them a bit of a lift, because they really needed every bit that they could get. And we were worried about the midfield. We mentioned it, yesterday. If we could sort of kind of break a little bit even if we lose a little bit, at least we can rope a dope.
All our plans included does. And the second
100%.
does was out. I was like, there is just no saving us here. So
it was always
Lav. Who would have thought, come round 23, we're here, so sad that Laverty isn't playing. Like, I got to give him such a massive shout out. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of us would have wanted him delisted at the start of the season. There's no way he's ahead of Ridley or Hayes or Reed or Mackay, but none of those guys are there.
Yeah, but let's be fair. He's still not ahead of any of those players.
No, he's still not ahead of any of them. But we wish he was out there.
We missed him a lot tonight.
We missed him a lot.
So
because we had poor Angus Clark down there.
Yeah, and Langford. Don't forget Langford.
And Langford. Like Clark, Clark's at his best. I thought, it was mentioned before, Clark was sensational. when to handball and when to kick, and his involvement in the play. Like, there was quite a few players that just had such terrible decision making during the, and it was really refreshing to see Gussie Clark continue to bust his gut, but also make those right decisions, when to go, when to leave his man, a handball here, but then continue to run on to present as the give and go option, and then kicks the ball forward. Yeah, Levert is absolutely a warrior. And yeah, we definitely missed the warrior for sure. Yeah, love, 100%. But, so I loved Clarkie's game. Blackiston, I felt sorry for him.
He got left in the dirt tonight. Did you hear me say that, Joe? I said he got left in the dirt tonight.
Poor bloke, seriously. He's probably thinking, why the hell did these guys recruit me if they're not going to play me in the ruck? Like, what are they doing? I'm a ruckman.
Think next year. He's going to come to a game, and all of a sudden he's going to have Mackay and Reed, and then he's going to have Brian in the ruck. He's not going to know what hit him.
Exactly. I think of it this way: all of these mid-season draftees and first-year rookie players that we've got, this is the worst they're ever going to be, in my opinion. Like, you'd hope. Exactly. You'd hope. This is the worst they're ever going to be. With consistent growth, with development, with senior bodies around them, with them having an opportunity they've had a taste of AFL. A few of them probably need to play in the VFL. And now that they've had that taste of the seniors, they can probably go into the VFL with a bit of confidence and belief in themselves and really attack it and use it as further development for themselves, so that they can continue to really knock down the door on the senior level. So it's just building overall a really big, no preseason. Like, we've just simply plucked them out and it's like, all right, off you go. And the VFL is, it's not a punishment necessarily. I know we always say, send someone down to the VFL. No, it's not a punishment. It is a real competition playing against real footballers. And there's a lot of AFL listed players who are in the VFL. And, as they say, it's actually harder to kick goals in VFL than it is in the AFL. So it's not something that is a punishment. It's a really important developmental pathway for a lot of these kids. And Jesus, I love you. You're so smart, man. You're so right.
I love that. You're so smart, man.
We've got some good news.
Why do not more people believe in you, Jesus? Because, you are spot on. The depth that we're going to have in the VFL, like, if everybody is fit, that is the most stacked VFL team.
Exactly. And that's what they should be aiming for. They should be aiming for, we're going to win the flag. So, if we can build a great VFL program that's contending in that lower level and having everyone knocking down the door to get into AFL, it just then causes all of this immense pressure on the AFL guys that they have to lift, they have to fight for their spot, because nothing's guaranteed, nothing's a given. Every single and we've seen it the last few weeks. All these guys, the Hunger Games for list spots. There is a real benefit to having competition for spots, and it's not at each other's expense. Ultimately. What's the saying goes? The rising tide raises all ships, sort of thing. So if everyone's fighting for their spot and everyone's trying to improve on their skill levels, it just means as a whole, the club is going to rise in terms of skill level, have consistent output, being less reliant on few players, therefore having more team efforts. And that's how you win competition, right? Is you win the competition from the whole 23. It's a squad that wins a premiership, not just your best 22. And if we can build some depth there, if we can get Sway to come in, Ashar to come in to replace, Minzy and Gresham, that's already an upgrade in my eyes, because you can't possibly get any worse than that in terms of output. So I'm not going to talk any more about those two. They've already had enough airtime. Thank you very much for your services.
Yeah, as I said, we're in our upgrade era, and we're going to keep moving in that direction.
I
last word.
I can put some good news out there. I have been listening to the Harry and Ben podcast. Ben is 95% okay. He may have a chance of playing against Gold Coast this week. There's a 95% chance. He's been doing main training. He had a little few errors that he's going to improve on this week coming up. He's probably going to be in there next week. for selection.
Beautiful.
So
That'd
it's
be
a
good.
good thing,
That's a
bad
great
thing.
way to go into pre-season and the off-season with a bit of pep in your step and just a bit of that reminder, that taste of AFL football to just whet the appetite and to kickstart a very, very big off-season. All right, you guys, I'm going to leave it there so we can wrap up tonight. It's been a very long day. Thank you, Muzzy, as always. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you
more
guys.
week.
Much love.
I'll see you guys next week, and I chat to you during the week. Actually, I mean, it's going to come around very quickly. So
It will be.
We'll
All
see
right,
you
Night,
next
guys.
Tuesday.
Calm the dons.
good night.
Bye, guys.
Bye. All righty, we've got one left to go, and then that's all. All right, I just have to say, I got you, Jono. I'm so glad to hear that. Very glad to hear you got home safe. All righty, take us home, Davo. Oh, no, your Wi-Fi, your internet, you're blurry.
Really? Can you hear me okay?
Are you there?
Yeah.
Oh.
I can see you fine.
I got you, but I cannot see you.
Oh, I can see me on the screen.
You're blurry. But I think I can hear you perfectly.
Can you hear me okay? I'm talking.
I
I'm
think
just
so.
talking.
It's a
I'm
bit
talking.
muffled, but I think we can.
Can you not see me? Can everyone else see me or not?
Everybody is Dave blurry for everybody else? All right, let's push forward and see how we go, Davo.
See how we go. Davo, don't call me Davo.
Oh, sorry, I know you hate that. Excuse me. It's very late. I've been going since 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
so please.
you've done well. You've done well. That was really good, though. I'll just say that at the start before we get onto it.
Thank you.
Yeah, you were really good on the watch along and stuff. That was.
I felt much better having you there, so I do appreciate you.
That's all right. No, I thought it was good. It's hard to watch the game and have the conversation and watch the comments all at the same time. You did pretty well doing that. So.
Okay, everybody's saying you're a bit glitchy and you're blurry, but I think we can still get what you're saying. So
right. Okay. So let's go to the press conference and then let's finish up.
Okay.
For you.
Talk
all right. He said the effort was okay. The execution was poor.
Yeah.
He thought that they did really well in creating opportunities. They just couldn't deliver on them and stuff. So he was a bit upset by that. He said Zach couldn't do everything. You know, the guy had 9 tackles with a broken hand. So he did well. But I mean, you know, they competed. The effort just wasn't translating into results because of the execution. And that spoke a lot about, and he answered that question when they asked him about the second quarter, because the second quarter was pretty shit. But he was talked about Merritt for a bit. He says, yes, he's got a sore hand, but you know, the surgeon said he's okay. He said he was okay. He's got 6 holes drilled into his hand. So he got through it. But yeah, he said Kako. He was going to say it was easily his best game, but then he said it was his best game for the club. So he's asked him to do so much throughout the year, but he's gotten to do more and more as the season's gone on because he's shown that he can. So you know, having to play midfield minutes and things like that, he wasn't recruited to do that at the start. Maybe later on in his career, but he's gone on to show that he can do it. And it's tough when they're asking the kids to play major roles in the centre. And he was talking about, I don't know who noticed it, you'll notice it on the replay, and I'll certainly notice it in that last quarter, but Archie Roberts played out of the centre in the last quarter as well. So he made a big point of that to say that, you know, you've taken out Roberts out of the back line, so you've got 6 out of the 7 players in the back line who weren't on the list last year, regardless of experience and things like that. You know, he wasn't. They weren't on the list last year. What else? He said some good comments. He had some good comments. He said, as you guys were just talking about it before, he said next year every player will think they can play in the senior team. So that should make us a stronger team, but it won't necessarily make us a better team unless we capitalise on the exposure that they're getting this year. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you've got to harness it.
Yeah. So I mean, and that kind of puts pressure on the development coaches and the other coaches to ensure that that they're extracting the knowledge and the performance out of the players, what they learnt this year, to ensure that they carry on with that through the preseason and into next year. He said Redmond was outstanding. It was probably his game of the season. When others come back into like next year into the back line, he just said he hopes Redmond can continue in that progress, because he kind of went backwards a bit when we had a full kind of complement of players in the back line and stuff. So, but he showed, he said that he showed leadership and stuff in the back line today. And he talked about where did he? Oh, he went on to talk about again Roberts playing in the midfield, and he said Roberts was playing as a junior. He was an elite midfielder as a junior, but when he went to play in Vic Metro, they were just stacked with midfielders. So that's when he started playing in defence and stuff. So Keko's got great attributes as well to play in the at both ends of the ground in regards to the forward line and in the midfield. He took off Liam McMahon clearly because we just couldn't get the ball to him. So it was nothing to do with McMahon's game. It was more that we just struggled to get the ball to him and stuff. He was leading, he was doing the right patterns and stuff, but we just couldn't get it to him. And yeah, as I made that comment before, he said that because they asked him when do you know that that Lav and Duz weren't playing, and he said as soon as he arrived at the ground, he was told that those two weren't going to play.
Okay.
He made a comment about Hobbs. He said they left Hobbs out because he was sore too, and that's why he wasn't even on the emergencies.
Okay,
so
well
that was interesting. It was
that is certainly that would change a lot of people's views, because
I don't think
his
many
omission.
people would believe it, but yeah, it he made a point of saying that, so we take his word for it.
Okay.
And he said for Laverty and Duz not to play was a big thing for them to say that, because if they're saying that they're hurt and they can't play, then they clearly must be hurt. So there's merits to 50th and everything like that, and they wouldn't want to put in less than the effort that they'd expect themselves to be able to put in there. So if they're going to play and be shit, then it wasn't going to look very good on them and look good on the team. So that's why they couldn't go ahead. They asked him, they said, are they going to be okay to play next week? And he goes, well, there's no point in me asking the medical department anything, considering how good they are in assessing at the moment. So they just said they'll just see how they go by Tuesday. They'll make an assessment on Tuesday when they fly up. I will just say this, just to mention that I think I spoke to my sister today, and she said it was going to be like 12 and 13 in Melbourne next week. It's going to be 28 on Wednesday up here. So
wow,
they're going to, some players are going to struggle. I don't know what it'll be on the Gold Coast, because that's 28 in Brisbane. So it might be 1 or 2 degrees cooler down on the Gold Coast, but
still significantly warmer than what they've been training in here in Melbourne. I mean, we had 20 degrees today, and I went for a run around the river, and there was blokes out with their tops off, and it was 20 degrees. And I think when I went, it was 19. And I thought, what is happening? And there was women in short shorts and crop tops, and I was there with I still had my long sleeves on and my long leggings, and so this is what we do when it's 20 degrees.
Today, it was a beautiful day in Melbourne today, and up here it just drizzled all day. So you can't pick it. He spoke about Shield at the end, and he just look Shield. They've been in dialogue. The two of them have been in dialogue all year, and he said Shield understands the position the club's in, and the club, and he understands. Shield understands the position that Shield's in himself. So he knows that there's not an opportunity for him at the club next season, but they're not going to make a decision on him until right at the end. Clearly knowing that it just depends on how things kind of go in regards to the trade period and everything like that. So, and that was it. It went for like 10 or 12 minutes, the press conference. So there you go.
Interesting. Very interesting. I mean, I dare say he's probably exhausted by all of it too, Brad Scott, but still a little way to go. I mean, it's like, when everybody, it feels like when I first started my business and I was working throughout the Christmas period, after Christmas and that period between Christmas and New Year, Boxing Day and New Year, where it feels like everybody's on holidays, but you're still working and you feel left out and you feel exhausted and it's harder to get up for work. That's what I feel like Brad Scott would be feeling. Not so much Damien Hardwick because he's got finals, but Brad Scott having to play on Wednesday and get up for a game when everybody else is on holidays and Mad Monday celebrations. But anyway.
Well, they were talking about it on the TV afterwards and they said, they'd probably give Merritt a rest and give, all these other players a rest, but they've got no one to be able to replace them with and stuff.
Yeah.
So
just get up to the Gold Coast, have a run around, bask in some warm weather, get through it. Just nobody do any injuries. And I'll honestly, I'll just be happy with that. Just get to the off season, recover your bodies and come back bigger and better. All right, Dave, let's finish it up there before I fall down.
Sorry, that's quality, but thank you.
Thank you for hanging on. I appreciate you. I do. And again, thank you for supporting me in the watch along too.
That's okay. Buonanotte.
Good night. Buonanotte. Good night. All right, crew. No problem, Shano. I'm tapping out too. I'm so glad you found this channel too. Thank you so much as always. I have very little left to say. I am absolutely starving and now all I want is schnitz chips. So thank you for that, Joe. Thank you for that chat. This craving is going to go unfulfilled. I'll get a little rest now until I'll see you back. I don't know when I'll see you back. All the days have stopped becoming days at this point. You know what? I can't even get it out. So I'll see you when I see you, chat. Take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful sleep and a wonderful weekend too. And I'll see you when I see you. Good night, everyone.